not the first time. Now we're caught in a lie. I'm sorry that I loved you. Sorry that I cared. I never should have loved you. I never should have cared. I'm sorry that I loved you. Sorry that I cared. I never should have loved you. I never should have cared. Sorry that I loved you. Sorry that I cared. I never should have loved you. I never should have cared. I'm sorry that I loved you. Sorry that I cared. I never should have loved you. I never should have cared.
Let me see you dance. I wanna see you dance. Let me see you dance. I wanna see you dance. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Go, go. Let's get out of here, let's get out of here. We can be alone.
Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Danny. Juice is drinking, I hope, some juice. And we are here for another Thursday. Hope you're all doing well. How you doing tonight, Juice?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some football? Football's back, baby. We're talking all football.
No, wrong
Tonight.
show.
Chiefs versus Ravens
Is that Sunday?
this weekend at All Out. Going at it. It's gonna be awesome.
They're gonna be in Stadium Stampede.
Yes.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see that main event match that I haven't even realized was announced, so I can't wait to see that.
Gotta check Wikipedia more often, my friend.
Oh my God. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we are back for another Thursday evening. We hope you guys are having a great time. We have a lot to talk about. Bash in Berlin was this past weekend. All Out is coming up this upcoming weekend. We had some stuff on Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, some new matches announced for All Out. But before all of that, we have our trivia for the night. So, tonight's trivia. During the Attitude Era. So, they are, just so we're clear, because of the Monday Night Wars and everything, we're starting from the beginning of the Monday Night Wars. All right, so that's like 95-ish. 96, sorry, 96-ish. That's when Scott Hall and them started coming over. So, during the Attitude Era, which were the two superstars that held the WCW and WWF titles in their companies? So not when the Invasion came over. We're not counting the Invasion. So there was only two superstars that held it during the Attitude Era.
Together?
No, not together. Like they held the WWF Championship in WWF, and then they went to WCW and held the WCW Championship, or vice versa.
This is a bullshit question.
It's the names are so popular. If you really think about who went over to each company and who could have held a World Heavyweight Championship, it's not that hard. One's pretty obvious. The second one is the one that's going to be a little tricky. You know, you can't just get easy ones, bro.
They both held them during the Attitude Era.
Specifically during the Attitude Era. So 96, we're saying, that's when the Outsiders started. So 96 to 2000, that's when 2001, when WCW died.
Oh, brother.
Brother. I'll give you a hint. That's not one of them.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm not going to get this one.
Man, just think about it.
I don't know WCW tag team like history.
What are you talking about? Tag team, heavyweight championships. The WC.
I'm sorry.
The
what?
I'll repeat the question one more time.
Please do.
There are two superstars, not as a tag team. Two main event superstars who, during the Attitude Era, won the WWF Heavyweight Championship and the AEW Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. For some reason, the way you worded the question the first time, I thought you meant it as like the tag team titles, but it was two different people. With
No,
two
no,
different
no, no,
tag
no.
teams.
The World
Oh,
Heavyweight
listen,
titles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do these two guys reportedly still like each other to this day? Not that I know of. I haven't heard reports about that.
Well, okay, that makes it easier to sift through a little bit. Because again, I'm sticking tag belts. I'm like, I don't know this shit.
Sorry, 3 superstars. I just thought of the third one. My apologies.
Oh,
3
come
superstars.
on.
No, again, all big names. The only reason I thought of the third one is because I was looking at I was seeing the article and it mentioned the third one. The picture wasn't the third one. I apologize.
This
3
is out of
superstars.
control.
You could name 2 of the 3, all big names. Just think of who's been in each and stuff. No worries.
Oh my god.
Where's my
This is out of
phone?
control.
Where's my phone?
The world title. During those years, I am.
Just take a guess at it, bruh.
I got nothing.
Really? You're not even gonna try to guess it?
I mean, like you saying between 96 and 2000. All the names I'm thinking of were after 2000 in WWE, and I'm like that come in mind.
So think of notable names during the Attitude Era from stuff you've seen. You know, big names that have gone in both companies.
Oh, okay. Big Show.
No.
What? He wasn't WCW and WWE champion?
He was WWE champion after the Attitude Era, not during.
No, he won it at the Survivor Series when Austin got ran over, didn't he?
Let me double check. Oh, then I'm going to be really upset about this source, and the source is going to be wrong if Big Show did win it.
I'm
Let
pretty
me
sure
double
Big
check.
Show won it pretty early on. Thought he
Let's see
did.
here. You might be right. I'm just basing on the 2 names that I saw. Let me see here. WWF.
Either way, I'll let Jay be my answers because I'm tapping out either way. He's saying Bret Hart and Kevin Nash. So I'll take the celebrity swing on this one.
Celebrity Sing is correct. Bret Hart and Kevin Nash are 2 of the 3. Sid Vicious is the 3rd one. And then I forgot. It doesn't show me anything about Big Show. I'm looking for Big Show. Big Show won the match. Oh, here we go. Big Show faced. When the hell did he win the belt? It's looking like it might have been 2000. Maybe he just finished the cutoff.
I mean, it
All
falls
right.
into my.
No problem. Yeah, Bret Hart was the one I thought of at the end. That's the one I was just thinking when I was thinking of all the names. I was like, wait, Bret Hart won the World Heavyweight Championship. Why wouldn't they include him? Very strange. All right, not the best trivia question. I'll think of a better one next time. No big deal. I just saw it because when Sid passed last week, so I figured that'd be a good one. But apparently not. All right, we'll chalk that up to a loss for everyone. So,
No, chat wins that one.
Chat technically wins that one. That is correct. All right, so this week is not the debut of our segment, but really the debut of our. Oh, yes, sir.
I want to pause really quick. I did check. So yeah, November 1999, Big Show won it at Survivor Series.
Oh man, yeah. All right.
So
there we go. So my sources were wrong. So I gotta recheck out that whole stat. There's probably like 3 or 4 other names.
Question was cooked.
Damn it.
So
you were partially right then.
Before we do dive into our segments, I just want to take a minute here to pay the bills. Let everybody know it is September. If you have not subscribed to us yet, please do take the time to do so. This is the perfect month to do it. It is 25% off this month if you subscribe down below that little purple button on the screen if you're on a browser or elsewhere. Even if you're on your mobile device, we do appreciate it. And also, if you have Amazon Prime Gaming, you can use. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can use a free sub through Amazon Prime Gaming to use on us. Costs you nothing, helps support us. We do appreciate it. If you take the minute, anytime, it's very much appreciated. And even if you're watching here on our YouTube on demand or on Twitch on demand, the link is still active at all times. We do appreciate it. All right.
All right. Now, can I go to our segment? No, that was great.
Yeah, sure.
That is important. We do need subscribers. Please subscribe. That's how we do
Yes.
pay our bills.
Yes, please.
So, our segment that we've done a few times, but we were trying to troubleshoot the name. Juice came up with a good name that I like, so we went with. You want to debut the name? Go ahead.
I think we've already said it
Have
enough
we?
on socials, but yeah, it's called
that's
Be Kind Rewind. We're gonna take a little moment. We're gonna, go back into the past, and we're gonna try our best to be kind. There's no restrictions here. By all means, we can be nasty. This isn't exactly say something nice or anything like that. We're just
We haven't
Be
done that
Kind
in a
Rewind.
while.
We're playing off the Be Kind Rewind thing from the Blockbuster days of videotape. So it's a little, yeah, but I think we can leave say something nice in the past for now.
No.
I'm done saying. I'm done saying nice things about bad people.
Oh, Jesus. We'll see. So, Be Kind Rewind. We had 2 matches. We each assigned each other a match to watch. Hopefully that we've never seen, or at the very least that we haven't seen in a while, or that is just important in that time frame for whatever reason. So I'll go first this week. Usually I make you review first, but I'll review first this week. So why don't you let everyone know what match you gave me?
Sure. So I picked from Ring of Honor back in 2015, their show called Field of Honor. It is Kazuchika Okada versus Roderick Strong. I provided the link in the in our Twitter post, also on our Facebook, and all that. It's on Ring of Honor's YouTube page. It's there available to watch for free right now. And yeah, I suggested it to Danny. Honestly, purely for the vibes. I mean, I could have done maybe a little bit better with a match selection, but honestly, it just seemed like something that was fun to watch. Just again, just going off the vibes of that kind of a show. But I'll let Danny go first, and then we can kind of bounce off of that. But yeah.
So right off the bat, it was at Long Island Ducks Stadium, right?
No, so it was
What
in
stadium
Brooklyn.
was that at? Oh, it was in the Cyclones?
It was in Brooklyn. Yes.
That's what it was. Okay, I wasn't sure which because they didn't say it during the match, or at least I didn't hear them say it specifically during the match. I saw the stadium, and I know they said Brooklyn a lot, but I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot which. I don't know why I thought Long Island Ducks.
Yeah, you can see like Coney Island stuff in the back.
It was awesome. It was an awesome vibe. It was like the stadium feel. They did a really good job with it. I liked them coming out of the dugout tunnels. I thought that was cool. So they each had like their own tunnels, and they still had like the light and effects and everything. So I thought that was really dope. Strong looked like the heel in this one, like coming out the way he was acting and stuff. So I got that vibe. So young, by the way. This is almost 10 years ago, man. Crazy how young these guys are. Like, this is right before Strong came to NXT, right? And started that whole thing.
Yeah, like 2, maybe 3 years away, because I don't think he didn't show up with. Because Cole showed up with Strong, O'Reilly, and Fish. I think.
Yeah.
And I think Strong came after a little bit after.
I wasn't sure how much longer though.
It was like 2-3 years away, but yeah.
But so both of them so young, so crazy. You could tell that their style has become safer now that they're older and stuff, and it's still good. I'm not saying anything, knocking anything against it, but just some of the moves and stuff they were doing were just so much more like what Darby Allin does, where it's a little, not Darby Allin specifically, but like the younger guys, where it's just like a little more wild. The backbreaker on the barricade. I thought the barricade was in a snap. I was like, that's not a regular wrestling barricade. What are you, crazy? I was so nervous about that move.
Not at all. Nope.
But the whole match was just like, it was strange, not in a bad way. It was strange where it was like fast paced, but they did so many like submission and holds that I don't understand how it was fast paced. It was like it was nuts to me because it started off a little slow, and I liked that because I knew between those two I was like, this is gonna be like a technical match, whatever. And I was expecting a straight up technical match for some reason, and then they started doing all like the flips and going outside. I'm like, oh shit, this is 10 years ago. Like, this is younger versions of them. That's dope. And then like I said, as they're going through the match, it's like move. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've ever said this in the past. I don't think I've ever said this. Okada's drop kicks back then, I mean, they remind me of like new rookie Randy Orton. Like the height he got, the extension he got, like they looked legit. It was it was so good. I've really him and Orton are the only two that I've really seen do a drop kick like that high, that powerful. That it was awesome.
Yeah, no, he's always had amongst everybody one of the better drop kicks.
Yeah,
so.
it was dope. And then the ending was just great. I just love the ending. It was just a dope ending. And I'm right now I feel like I'm conflating the ending because I just saw Fletcher and Okada last night.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me of how Strong and Okada ended because I know Okada was the face, so he didn't low blow him. That was last night.
Yeah, that was last night. So Okada did the Tombstone Pile Driver.
Yes.
Then went for the Rainmaker. Roderick reversed it into a backbreaker, and then he did the sick kicks. Everyone thought Roderick was going to win.
I mean, I was like, oh, cool, Roderick got, because it wasn't for the title, so I was like, oh, nice, Roderick got the win here, and then kick out.
I mean, yeah, and then Okada hit the Tombstone again, and then the Rainmaker.
Then the JBL Rainmaker, yeah.
Like, and you got to remember, I mean, again, you saw he was the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at the time, so like it was one of those like no doubters, like he was gonna win. But it's still funny to hear, you watched it and you thought he could have lost there. But
you know why? Because like as much as I knew he was a champion and like going, I was like, okay, Okada's gonna retain or whatever. Once it was no title, I was like, maybe I don't know what the relationship was with ROH and New Japan, so I wasn't sure if it was like he could possibly get the win if Strong's gonna be big and then go over to New Japan and whatever. So I wasn't sure. I thought Okada was gonna win, but I did. For a second, just like a lot of these matches, even nowadays, I'm like, maybe that's the move, and then it's not. I'm like, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty similar relationship to what AEW has with them now. Not too far off at all. And it's just every time I look back on these Ring of Honor matches or send one your way, it just you see the DNA of what AEW is now in what Ring of Honor was. Like you watch that match, like. You could pluck that match from 10 years ago and throw it on Dynamite just like that, and it would hit the same. Like, and it's just that's the stuff that's crazy. Like this wrestling existed, it just didn't get the prominence and the attention that it deserved because it wasn't on TV like this. Like this was only available on RingOfHonorWrestling.com. Like in the moment, that's it. Yeah, and like again, like this was a match where this was a show where it's just, this is the perfect example of what Tony's got to do. Like with AEW, like you got to go to these unique markets. Like, go to the beaches, go to the malls of America. I know WCW did it, but like at this point, who cares? Like, go to these different unique.
But also keep in mind that's not what was the downfall of WCW. That was one of the good things about WCW. So like, no, I'm just saying because people compare that all the time, and it's always a negative. And WCW wasn't always negative. So like that was a great thing that did. Mall of America is still a historic wrestling moment that people talk about. Like, I agree with you. I think they should be doing more stuff like that.
Yeah, like that's what made Daily's Place so awesome. Like you had the Jericho Cruise show you did, which you haven't done again, which is insane to me. Like it's been 5 years.
I don't understand what they like. Yeah, no.
Run it back. Let's go. Yeah, and then also I wish the streamers that they did like made a comeback in AEW too. Like I don't get why AEW doesn't really do that.
I feel like they do that for the like pay-per-view matches, like some of the big matches. They just don't do it often, but they do streamers.
Yeah, not as much as I'd like. I feel like the fans being not too far from what Ring of Honor fans were. Like, where you at? Throw them streamers. Let's go.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, and otherwise, the only note I wrote, I mean, again, just a solid match. The only other thing I wrote down was, of course, Kevin Kelly's wearing a Mets shirt.
Bro, and like, still the worst commentator even back then. I just hated listening to him. It's terrible. I love that they kept giving Nigel McGuinness the credit for the booking card. That was awesome. Like letting it be known that he put together such a great card. That was dope. Yeah, I mean at that point he was just the on-screen like booker. He wasn't really doing it. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was like a behind the scenes thing or not. No. At that point he was like retired and done. So he was just like the on-screen person. So that's all. Yeah, it wasn't really him. Got it. But yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. No, yeah, I loved it. Honestly, not really one of the higher end Ring of Honor classics, but just a nice solid match. And like I said, I did it mainly for you to see that environment of them wrestling in like a ballpark. I thought that was really cool, and I think that's a great venue. I did. And even run. I liked it. It's for AEW. Like, let's go, bro. Go there. If they ever went to Yankee Stadium, bro, I'd buy the ticket right away. I don't care where I'd sit. I'd go. You know what? Heartbeat. Not even Yankee Stadium. Go to that venue. Anywhere. Yeah. I don't care where they go.
Let's
closer to
go.
Long Island, better for me. So go to Long Island Ducks. I'm down for that.
Of course.
Sweet. No, yeah, I really like the match. I keep those kind of matches coming. I love those kind of matches, especially if I've never seen them before. Please keep them coming.
Oh yeah.
Your match was one of my
Yes.
favorites for a number of reasons, and I'll explain them all probably after. I want to hear what you think about the match first. But your match was maybe Four Horsemen. Your match was WWF In Your House 1997 Final Four between Vader, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, and The Undertaker for the vacant WWF Championship. And the winner would go on to meet Psycho Sid because he was shown throughout the match at WrestleMania 13. Yes. Wait, no, the next night on Raw.
No.
Sorry, that's what it was.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. I had that in my notes. I was like, wait a
Yes.
minute. All right. So I'm gonna have you fill in whatever blanks as usual as I go along here. First note: why is Paul Bearer with Vader?
That's when Vader was and Mankind were like kind of doing their thing together against the Undertaker, so he was managing a couple of people. Paul Bearer managed Mankind, Vader, the Executioner, and I think one other guy during the non-Undertaker years, besides Kane.
Okay, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute. Because again, I never really think of Bearer with Vader, so I was like, hold up, what's this? The Final Four rules. I don't know if you know this. I didn't even look it up. I wanted to see if you knew. Like, was this the first like fatal four-way match ever, like in WWF? Like, have they done fatal four-ways before, or is this like?
Well, it wasn't a fatal four-way.
Well, the four-way rules, like because the rules were basically like what a fatal four-way is now, well, except with the over-the-top rope thing.
Well, no,
like
a fatal four-way is the first man to pin or first fall wins. This is an elimination.
Yes, either way, the way they were building this up was that it was the first time ever they're doing like a four-way versus like a match like this. So
that's
again,
fair.
It's probably not.
I don't know that, so I can't pretend to answer that.
It's probably not. It's fine. Either way, so yeah, the rules were elimination style, and you can get eliminated by pinfall, submission, or getting thrown over the top rope and both feet hitting the floor. So little convoluted. It's not terrible, but like I can see why the over the top rope part kind of went away with everything else in the match, just in the name of time for wrestling as a whole.
Plus, I think having just a main event fatal four-way over the top rope elimination would have been boring, or four-way elimination would have been boring. So the pinner submission, I think, just added a better aspect to it.
Yeah. I find it interesting that the WWE revisionist like history kind of reared its head here, where I remember, like, obviously over the years, all the Austin documentaries are like, oh, Austin cut that King of the Ring promo and then overnight was a star and was getting, like, all these reactions and all these signs. And I'm watching this and the glass hits and no one reacts.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I can put together pretty quick that he was still a heel at this point. But it's like, it wasn't overnight. Like, clearly he wasn't even getting booed. He was getting like nothing. Like the good guys were getting cheered, but Austin was really getting no reaction from that crowd for a main event title match. So that was a little jarring to see.
So my opinion on that is that the whole Austin overnight thing didn't happen until WrestleMania 13. Like the double turn is really what made fans like fall in love with Austin. But I think Austin, because you gotta remember, this is still like. This isn't Attitude Era yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're still not ready for, like, the real badass cursing fingers.
Even though you said it was. You said it was Attitude Era before.
Hey, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But no, this technically hasn't come in full force. So, like, even the finger at the time, like, that's still pretty new, like, sticking the middle finger during the match and stuff. So, I think that, like, it was definitely a slow build. No shot. These overnight King of the Ring and then... What it was King of Ring, then WrestleMania 13. Like there was so many months in between.
According to them, it was overnight. So one thing I did like with Vader was that when Taker came out and he's doing his entrance and he's on the turnbuckle like this, and then the lights come back on, Vader like fully sells it. He's just like, looking around like even though at that point I'm sure Vader, Taker's been doing it for like 7 years or 6 years, and Vader's just like, oh shit, like looking around. So that made me laugh really good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love Vader.
Unfortunately, though, that's where the selling ended for Vader. Like, I don't know when the last time you watched this match, if it was recently.
I just watched it today specifically to make sure I was ready for this in case I forgot anything.
Like, I was never a big Vader guy, but this kind of took me down on Vader a lot. Like,
so what I think happened was Vader got pissed. I think Vader got cut open the way he did, which wasn't supposed to happen. And I think Vader got just mad and just like the rest of the match was kind of acting like a dick.
He no-sold everything.
I know.
Like, he would take every move he took, he got right back up. Even the steps. Like, Austin hit him with the steps multiple times, and Vader just gets up.
And you know what's funny? Shawn Michaels is a dick, don't get me wrong. But when you see shit like this, you kind of understand that whole meltdown Shawn had during the match with him where he like went crazy on him. It's like, oh, maybe it wasn't all Shawn being a piece of shit. Like shit like this where Vader isn't selling and like not helping his case.
Well, at first I thought maybe it was just Austin. Like maybe he was just like, Austin was still like a rookie compared to the others. Maybe he was still being rough with Austin, but he wasn't selling for anybody.
I know.
I don't know. Again, my Vader catalog isn't that big, so I don't know much else. Like, but watching that,
WWF Vader fell very short of expectations. WCW Vader was definitely the better version.
Austin hit him with the title like 3 times in the corner, and Vader just gets up like,
Yep.
I was like, okay.
And like for him, I think he thought staggering was selling, and it's like, no, stay down for like a minute, maybe 30 seconds, something.
Yeah, he wasn't. What I really liked about this match though, and I feel like you don't see it that much anymore in any wrestling. It was legit the whole time, just the 4 guys going at each other, beating the shit out of each other nonstop. Like it was, and like they would switch off their partners and fight the other one, but like they were always all doing something.
No,
and it wasn't like
down.
now. Like it wasn't like now when you do a multi-man and like everyone lays out on the side of the ring and 2 people do their spot. One person rolls out, the other one rolls in. Now those 2 people do their spot, and everyone's laid out on ringside, doing like holding their head, watching it. Like that. Like this was creative. It was 4 people that booked an entire match or called an entire match with each other. And there was never like a dull moment or a dull spot. Like they were doing something. So I don't know, that meant something, and I liked it. And I wish that wrestling was more like that now with multi-mans.
And I think the problem with the multi-mans now is that they think that if they're not on camera, they can't do anything significant, or like they have to do a big move. And it's like, you can still just wrestle. Like the camera doesn't need to see you punch and do a suplex or do a power slam, but you could still do that for the audience that you're in front of that can't see the other corner when, they're in the stands on the other side. Like that's the other problem. You have all these fans where like there's a multi-man match. So if you're in the stand, especially if you're on the floor seat, you can't see where the other half is going if they're on the other side of the ring. And now you're just sitting there watching 2 guys lay down, probably whispering to each other instead of just wrestling. Like, it's so ridiculous.
Oh, well. Either way, I enjoyed what they put on in this match. The Austin stunner at the Taker wasn't great.
I think one of them slipped. One of them had to have slipped. That was so bad.
Clearly, Austin wasn't doing the kick first yet, so he just like grabbed Taker. I don't think Taker knew. I think Taker messed it up. Obviously, I think Austin knew what he was doing. There was no kick to like set it up yet.
Yeah,
so Austin just fucking grabbed him and like Taker thought neck breaker.
I wonder because I don't remember right now, but I wonder if Austin was doing the kick in general yet at that point or not. Like, I wonder how the stunner was going.
Probably not. I don't think he was doing it.
I want to know when the first kick was made for the stunner. We got to research that. Fans at home, let me know.
And then I like the ending. I like what they were doing with Brett and Austin, clearly setting up Mania 13. Obviously, it's not the only feud to ever do it, but it instantly just in my head made me think of like you can take that entire spot and finish and plug it into current day with like Punk and Drew and Seth and then Walter and like do that exact 4-way. The problem is though, they're gonna hold. Everyone's gonna hold their belts forever now, so you can't do a moment like that. But like, imagine doing something like that and like Punk won because of Drew,
So funny.
like in that moment right there. Like, just that's the first thing I thought of. So I really dug that. And then my last note I have here was, I don't know if this is intentional or not. Was this match picked based on my trivia? Did Sid win the belt the next night on Raw?
Yes.
I knew it. I didn't look it up, but I knew it.
Specifically because of your trivia. Yeah, that's so funny.
Because you said 97, and I was like, oh, Sid's watching. Sid next night on Raw. Ooh, this has been the
That's
trivia.
so funny. Yeah, so this was the WrestleMania 13 all build up. This is when Shawn Michaels lost his smile and vacated the title earlier in the year. This is after Austin, obviously they showed in the replay, cost Bret Hart and Fake won the Rumble. And then Sid the next night won it on Raw because Austin cost Bret Hart the championship during the match. And then that's what set up WrestleMania 13, Taker, Sid, Hart, Austin. So yeah, so I think one of my like favorite matches of that time because of just the unique build for it. Never really been done before or since because like you can only really do that once. And it was like I think the right 3 to 4 superstars. Vader could have been better, but the right 3 or 4 superstars that did it, and really the match was so much fun. Even on the rewatch, I was like, good. I'm glad it's still a good match. Like I'm glad it remembered the way I hoped it did. So yeah,
that was good.
have you ever seen that match before? No, right?
Nope.
Nice. Finally. All right.
There's been a few.
I don't know. Well, yeah, the WCW ones I don't count. It's the WWF ones that I always forget if you've like seen or not. WCW I know you haven't seen, so that might be coming back soon though. I've given you a little bit of a break, just a heads up. Just a heads up. Also, wait, quick question just for me. TNA, did you watch from the beginning or when did you start TNA?
That one's back and forth. I mean, in terms of week to week, I really didn't watch week to week until like way later after the fact. Like the early years, I caught a bunch of stuff, but I wasn't watching weekly. So
yeah, I think weekly I started watching like 06. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Whenever Angle went, I was watching a little bit before Angle went over because I remember Angle going over like really cemented. Like, oh, I like picked the horse before it really got off. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, Angle I think was 07-ish because he was still doing the new ECW stuff.
Oh yeah. So I probably started like around 05, maybe 04, but probably more around 05, and then 06 and 07. Yeah.
See, like any TNA, any TNA I watched in the early years was only because of like the Ring of Honor people that were also there. I was so in on Ring of Honor. TNA was like another kind of enemy to me because usually they were the ones messing with like Ring of Honors. Well, because they were messing with like Ring of Honor talent being on the Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, oh, Samoa Joe's pulled from this event because we need it for a pay-per-view. And it's like, well, fuck you. You just ruined this show.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other thing. But
it's a different war we'll fight later.
Yeah.
That's the underground war that no one talks about. ROH versus TNA back in the 2000s.
Oh, it was something. It existed.
That's gotta be a segment we talk about. Let the fans know the real wrestling. So, with that being said, next up we are gonna go over our predictions. We had Bash in Berlin this past weekend. We have All Out coming up this upcoming weekend. So we're gonna get, I don't consider it, but what Juice considers the bad out of the way. We'll talk about WWE and Bash in Berlin first. And those I won't comment. You won't comment? Those are the results of this past weekend. At the last... What happened?
I was on the wrong screen. I was like, I don't see them.
So, Matt going a perfect 5-0. The only difference between Matt and myself and Juice was the tag team match between the Terror Twins and Judgment Day, where we just rationally thought the Judgment Day, trying to get a big win to start their fresh start, would get a big win, but that wasn't the case.
So for those of you that watched the show last week, you'll notice that I did change 2 of my picks before the show, and they both paid off. Yes. I would have gone 2 and 3 if I did not change.
Yes.
So, yeah. I got smart. I got smart.
The Belair Cargill, I think that was an obvious change. I think we were just waiting for SmackDown to see if there was anything that like might give us a hint that Cargill will betray Belair. But once we didn't see that, we both went Belair Cargill, and then you saw the light with Drew and Punk. I appreciate that. That was smart of you. Good job.
Yeah, well, I paid close attention to the kickoff. I did. I watched the kickoff. That's where I made my decision.
What changed your mind out of curiosity in the kickoff?
I mean, just honestly, just watching the promo segment, like, because with WWE, you really gotta watch and just see what they want you to see, like not what you want to see. That's the problem. Like, you need to watch. Okay, let me put on my dumb goggles and be like, okay, what does Papa H want me to feel? And
I like fun.
Yeah, and then from there, I kind of just watched the story they were telling, and I with the bracelet and everything else, and I was like, okay, like, they're gonna. I just flipped on it. I didn't like what I saw anymore for Drew.
Totally fair. So. Did the strap match live up to expectations? Did you enjoy the strap match?
I love the strap match. I mean, for WWE standards, it was great. I mean, you got a little surprise blood in there, or not, who knows, with Punk. And I thought it was way better than the SummerSlam match with Seth.
Yes.
I thought that the Seth stuff was just a distraction, and that's what I was worried about, more distractions. But they didn't really go there. They gave you a nice definitive like moment with Punk and the bracelet and then hitting it with his hand. I thought that was really cool. They did the spot I was talking about on the show last week. I freaked out. I thought they were gonna actually do like that as the finish, where like Drew kept hitting it and Punk was like following him, hitting it as well. I thought they were gonna do it.
I told you that's a spot they've done in the past. I really like that spot, but I'm glad that they didn't finish it because they've done it before. So I'm glad they didn't reuse it. All the way, but they did a lot of like throwbacks to other matches, which I really enjoyed. And the finish was actually unique, and that's what I liked. Also, it was cool seeing him literally like tap finisher, tap finisher, tap. Like, you're not gonna fuck me over, no shot. It was so cool. I really enjoyed that. Any match that really sucked, like fell below expectations. Let's put it that way.
Cody and Kevin Owens was a little underwhelming. It wasn't bad, but it was clearly telling its story about Kevin Owens at that point. Like, this wasn't a culmination of anything. So, like, it was a fine match, but it kind of let me down.
I think Cody not having a fire is a huge detriment to a Cody match.
Yeah, it felt a little phoned in. I'll say it. By both. Or Cody, but it was what it was. I think it'll pay off in the future, though, with Owens in some way. Hopefully. I think it will, though.
And last match I'll bring up, just because only one I care about, Walter versus Orton. How do we feel about that?
I thought it was awesome. I'm shocked that it gave it that much time, which is impressive. Like, it went a long time.
You really are shocked? I'm not. I figured that they were going to give Walter his time in the spotlight at Berlin and like really let him soak that in and do a great match, because that's the other thing. Like, Orton hasn't had a great match in a while, just because of the storylines he's in and stuff. Like, it hasn't really been an opportunity. Not that he hasn't had good matches, just that singles great match that he's had just hasn't had in a while. And Walter, he had the great match with Sammy and stuff, but like, Walter needed like a really long match. People haven't seen him like really have a drawn out, what was that, almost an hour? Like, that was a great match.
What, that match?
It was like 35, maybe 30, a little over 35. I might have over exaggerated.
Yeah, listen, it was great. I mean, my semi hot take here will be that I think the Berlin crowd was a little shitty compared to other international crowds. I don't think they were nowhere near as good as Puerto Rico and what's the other one?
So
recently, France.
I don't
think they were.
I don't know if they weren't as good. I feel like they were so like indifferent. Like, they didn't care if you were a good guy or a bad guy. They were just happy you were there, and that kind of took it out a little bit, because you want that like root for the good guy, root for the bad guy kind of thing, or choose one over the other, because that builds a little more fire. But when you're rooting for both sides every time, it kind of is like, like, yeah, I like it too, but
I guess I'm at a point where I don't need the crowds like taking over, taking like control of the show like that. Like you're there for the show, like enjoy the show. Like when Randy and Walter just stopped for like 2 minutes and like let them all like do the wave and cheer and chant. I was like, okay, come on, like.
But
And
isn't
now
part
they're
of
being
isn't part of that blaming Randy for also doing the wave with them?
Oh yeah, it is. It is. But like they were gonna do it anyway, and that's why he's like, all right, fine, get it out of your system and then shut up.
I
Essentially,
guess,
was what
yeah,
he was doing.
makes sense.
But that's just me. Listen, I say the same thing if it was Barclays or any other crowd, even if it was in Chicago. Like when they take over like that, and like to me, it just always comes across as like you're bored, not like you're happy to be there. That's I always associate it with stuff like that. Like whenever it
That's
happened
fair.
the Raw after Mania, most of the time that was crowds being tired and burnt out, and you gave them something shitty. That's how it really started. All the Raw after Mania crowds getting all loud and being weird and shit because they were tired, burnt out, and they hated what you were doing, Vince. But either way, I'm going off on a tangent, but that's just a nitpick.
All right.
Yeah, the only other things I have written down really quick for Bash in Berlin, Jade and Bianca match. It's any other Jade and Bianca match. The same structure for Jade Cargill.
It's
Whatever,
boring,
tired.
and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That there's no difference. Like she's
Like-
not improving at like it. Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, I can tell you, as someone that has watched only the pay-per-views, like every time I've seen Jade and Bianca in a tag match, it's been the same formula every time.
Can
Same.
I argue, and you tell me how you feel about this? Jade wrestled better matches in AEW,
Well, yeah, because they were shorter and she was able to be more protected.
but no, I'm
She
saying
fought
even
responsible.
even doing moves, I feel like she at least like changed it up a little bit more in AEW. Am I wrong? Am I just saying that? Am I being a
I
hater?
mean, she definitely changed it up. I mean, because
I'm not saying it was
it's WWE.
great.
No, because it's WWE now, and they can easily be like, "All right, here, these are your 5 moves. Do practice these 5 moves to death, and do that. Do the few things you're good at. Don't do a million other things you don't need to do."
Because I was gonna say the one thing I feel like even we like me, you, and Matt were saying about Jade was like we still weren't crazy about her, but like we saw her trying, we saw her improving, we saw her doing different
yeah.
stuff, and now
She was
that
getting
she's
better.
exactly, and now that she's here, it's like all that went out the window, and you're just literally stagnant, and you're just stale.
Yep, she's resting on her laurels.
It sucks.
Well, we can get to that in a moment.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about that in a moment.
The only thing left I have to say about Bash in Berlin, I know we got it wrong. It's not the reason why, but honestly, that Judgment Day tag was an immense waste of time.
It was
terrible.
so dumb.
That's all I got.
It was so
That's it.
dumb. I don't understand.
I'm down with Bash in Berlin.
All right.
So.
So we'll talk a little bit about Raw after Berlin. I don't think we really need to talk about SmackDown too much. Nothing really notable happened on SmackDown that I can think of. Let me just double check something. But I don't.
The answer is
think
no.
so. Well, for you, the answer is always no.
Yeah, nothing worthwhile ever happened.
Oh, the only thing that was a little worthwhile to mention, and it wasn't, I don't know if good or bad, depending on how you feel about it, Ludwig Kaiser getting the Open Challenge title match against LA Knight, just for the little Berlin pop. I don't know. We say all the time we get sick of the draft not really mattering, and now this is just another example. Are we forgiving it because they're in Berlin and it's Kaiser, or are we
No.
just saying this is stupid?
No, it's stupid because also, like, again, like I don't care about your hometown pop. LA Knight's the babyface because I didn't see the match, but I'm sure they booed LA Knight. What does that do?
I mean, no. I actually they didn't boo LA Knight. It was another Randy Orton and Walter situation where they were just cheering for both of them, and it was just it took away from the match. And the other thing I'll say, you could have just done this one night later. Like, who cares if you're gonna have him lose in Berlin anyway? Put him on the main card. At least there, the Open Challenge makes sense that a Raw superstar answers on a pay-per-view rather than on a show they're not supposed to be on. Like, that's my only nitpick about that. Moving on. Going to Raw after Berlin, we opened up with Rhea saying that she wants her title match against Liv. I don't know when they're going to be booking that for, but it looks like that's going to be booked. And then that led to obviously another showdown where Dom came out to distract, Liv attacked, then Priest came out. Liv attacked, and it was actually a cool spot. I don't know if you saw it, but when they attacked Rhea, they got her stuck where her leg. At first, I thought it was legit, and then on the replay, I saw how it was planned and how she did it with her back leg. But she got stuck in between the ropes and like fell out to the ring and was hanging out by one leg on the rope. and then Liv started just attacking the leg and attacking the knee. I thought that was a good spot. That really hasn't been done like that before, and she was like legit stuck, so you can't even be like, oh, you didn't do the move well. So I thought that was cool.
Wrestling fans are stupid, Danny. So I saw this clip. Why are you laughing?
Because I feel like that's a 1% shot at me because I was able to rewatch the clip and catch my mistake. But go ahead.
No, it's not at you. Well, unless you missed this part. No, whatever. I'm joking. So I saw the clip, and there are people out there that legit think like they did it on purpose, where Dom, like, she was falling, and I guess she was gonna hit the ground with her head. So Dom like put his leg out to like stop the blow, so like her head wouldn't hit the floor. Like, it was like an instinctual thing as like a talent to protect the other talent.
Of course.
But fans are like, oh my God, Dom still loves Rhea. Did you see what he did? He put his leg out to stop Rhea from hitting. He's going to go back and leave Liv. I'm like, you guys are fucking dumb. Like, it wasn't that deep, y'all. Stop.
He loves her. He wants his mommy back.
Get help.
You know why? Because mommy definitely made chicken tendies where Liv just buys them.
Nah, bullshit. Rhea got hers from catering. She ate him with ranch with Damien.
Oh, that's right. I love ranch, not with chicken tendies. You got to do that with just buffalo wings. Yeah. Ugh. All right, moving on. Yeah. Now I'm mad about that. So moving on, more stuff from Raw. We had doesn't matter. I don't care about that. You won't care about that. Just ended with another Wyatt 6 attacking American Made. Who cares?
Oh, wow.
Zelina Vega lost to Shayna Baszler. Yada, yada. No one cares about that. Oh, CM Punk promo. So CM Punk promo was good. Came out, was talking about how he's going to move on to challenge Walter, all this stuff. Then Drew attacks. That wasn't the good part. That's rinse and repeat. What I do like that they did, because we knew the feud was going to continue. We said that. That's why Punk won, to kind of even it up. What I do like is that they finally took attention away from the bracelet now, and now the feud is just going to be not worrying about grabbing the bracelet and taking the bracelet and chasing the bracelet, because he broke that, and now it's done. Bracelet's out of the picture, and now they can do a rivalry based on just them two fighting and not trying to grab a bracelet off each other's wrist.
You know, like, I saw that, and I was so conflicted, because, like, on one hand, like, I'm with you, like, good, like, get the bracelet out of there, keep the feud going elsewhere. It's a story movement, and it did what it was supposed to do to a fan, and that's why I'm so mad about it, because it's like, you literally, again, this is me getting gotten to, but it's like, you literally just did what you did on Saturday, where Punk won, finally got the bracelet, and then you did that. So in the moment, I was pissed, because it's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to get mad.
It's great.
So, like, yeah, I got a little gotten to, but I was just like, you motherfuckers. Like, you just gave him the fucking bracelet back, and now you broke it. So,
it's great. It's fantastic.
So well done, I guess. But, yeah, let's move on from that. Let's keep the story going.
I did enjoy that, though, but I'm excited to see where they go next. So is it next, like, what's the next pay-per-view? Hell in a Cell? No.
Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. Where they might do some Hell in a Cell, so maybe. Next up was one of the qualifiers for the IC title, triple threat match. Dragon Lee, Ilya Dragunov, and Dominic Mysterio. I got that one right. It's not a Japanese name, that's why. And Dominic Mysterio. Definitely Hayek, I feel. What up, guys? Thank you, Keverlast. I do think Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood is a definite CM Punk, Drew McIntyre possibility, so we'll see. So, in this match, Dominic Mysterio obviously got attacked by Priest during the match, taking him out of the match, and that brought it down to Dragunov versus Lee, and Dragunov wins the match, putting him as the third participant in the IC title next week. How do we feel about Dragunov?
Wow.
How do we feel about this new camera angle at home, ladies and gentlemen?
This is the angle you're gonna get now.
Oh boy. Well, this angle is better than anything they were doing in this next match, because the Damage Control versus Unholy Union match was full of crap. It was a bad match. It was yes, please, more of those. It was a botch fest beyond belief, and for
I thought somebody actually shit themselves.
Io Sky being in there, she was also botching a lot, and I think that was more because of the opponents, but it still sucked to watch. The part of the match that I can't understand, because even WWE doesn't do, like, if it was AEW, I'd understand that referees do this often and it pisses me off. WWE doesn't do this often, and I was shocked that they had the angle where you showed the clip of when Io Sky went to go attack, or went to go jump on Alba Fry on the outside, and she went to go and when she went to go pull Bianca, and then she pretty much flies over Bianca and hits the thing because they didn't pull Bianca in time, and Kyrie almost killed herself. It was terrifying to watch. After that, they go back in the ring. Cargill's helping Bianca up. The referee is looking outside, and this is what's also causing botches, because the referee was supposed, I don't know what was supposed to happen, but like Io and whoever was in the ring were like kind of doing those weird punches because they weren't sure where to go next because there was supposed to be something happening. The referee is staring outside as Cargill, who is not in the match, gets up, helps Bianca up, and then Sane, who gets up, she just decks Sane in the face in front of the ref. Nothing gets called.
Yeah, that's the ref's fault.
And the match keeps going on.
Yeah, that's all on the ref, man.
But the ref wasn't supposed to be watching, because you could tell Cargill also kind of hesitated on the punch, because she's like, fuck it, I got to do it.
Yeah, and what's funny is that if Vince was still around, like, that would have been the end. Vince
Oh,
would have been pissed.
Everyone would have been in trouble. Everyone would have been in trouble. Oh, my God. So, yeah, that match was awful. The ending, I don't even remember the ending. I know I hated the end. Like, that was part of the ending, but whatever. It was just a bad match. So you saved yourself from that. You're welcome. Just had to let you know about it. Next up.
Great. Oh, hold on, before you go.
Okay.
I put the blame on that spot because I saw the other spot too where Kyrie hit the table. Like, people were blaming Kyrie for that.
No.
I blame Isla one, man.
Yes. And a little bit Bianca, because Bianca has to also know where she's got to be there.
Bianca was in the right spot. What happened is that Kyrie was probably supposed to, either way, Isla pulled Bianca out of the way. Kyrie set up for a certain path. Bianca went back to try and take whatever blow she could. Yep. So I think Isla wasn't supposed to pull her, or not that hard. So I put it on Isla.
It was awful. It was awful.
Yep.
And then Jade moved. I think maybe Jade also was, I don't know. Jade, if I said Jade moved. All right, after that, we have what looks like a recycled angle that I think is a little too soon, because Sami Zayn is coming for Walter's World Heavyweight Championship under the guise that Sami Zayn is the only one to beat Walter since he's been in the WWE. So now he's going after the World Heavyweight Championship. I can tell you really like it, so I'm going to move on to the next match that I know you're going to love what happened here. So the next match was a triple threat match between Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser, and supposed to be Bronson Reed after his monumental attack on Braun Strowman last week that, you know, you'd figure Braun Strowman would be out for a week. But Bronson Reed got COVID over the last week and could not show up to Raw and could not wrestle. So his replacement obviously is Braun Strowman, because that makes sense storyline-wise. And the winner of the triple threat match obviously is Braun Strowman, because that makes sense storyline-wise. So now Braun Strowman will be in the Fatal 4-Way next week for the Intercontinental Championship. Keep in mind, Braun Strowman had his entire ribs taped up from the attack. Sheamus got taken out by Pete Dunne. And Kaiser, I guess, just didn't deserve a win, even though he just challenged for the goddamn United States Championship, and he can't challenge for the IC title, so he didn't deserve the win either.
Danny, I love you. I think we got to cut this segment.
All right. On that note, the main event doesn't even matter. It was a tag team match between Uso and Priest and the new Judgment Day. On that note, I think I need to give Juice a quick break, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying, man. God bless you for watching weekly and enjoying what you do. I'm serious. I'm glad you do enjoy some of it still. I'm glad
I do enjoy some of it. Yes.
It's just
that one I did not enjoy, as you can tell by my reaction.
So hard, man. Like, especially now that what's out there is out there to watch.
I know.
It's hard. And every week I tell myself, okay, John, try and be nice. Try and listen to Danny. Let him finish his Raw segment. Let him be happy. And halfway in, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever done to myself.
You know
Please
what?
release me.
We need a break. We're going to take a quick ad break just to let our sponsors roll. Please stick with us because we're going to talk about AEW. We got All Out coming out. Juice will be a happier person when we come back. I promise. Please stay with us. We'll be back.
I don't know, man. You don't know what I got planned.
Get out of here, baby, nobody's home. You look like heaven and I wanna go there. You look like heaven and it's just not fair. You look like heaven and I wanna go there. You look like heaven and it's just not fair. Yeah, 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 yeah. You look good, but you look so much better on me. You look good, but you look so much better on me. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, yeah, yeah. You look like heaven and I wanna go there. You look like heaven and it's just not fair. You look like heaven and I wanna go there. You look like heaven and it's just not fair. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You look good, but you look so much better on me. You look good, but you look so much better on me. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
Okay. No, stop. So here's what they're gonna do, these dumbasses.
God.
They have Braun Strowman win, and now next week what they're gonna do, they're gonna have fucking Bronson Reed beat the shit out of Braun and take his spot back to go in the Fatal 4-Way, because that was the original plan. God forbid they have Braun Strowman actually be in that Fatal 4-Way. You motherfuckers watch. You watch. When Bronson attacks Braun, you're gonna be like, damn, Drew's got it. You don't even fucking watch, and he got it. It's ridiculous. Read the comments. Let's go.
Does Bronson win the Fatal 4-Way?
Probably. Actually, no, because it's Bronson Reed. I mean, it's
So it'd be Jey Uso,
Breaker.
probably, right?
The other big guy, yeah, probably fucking Yeet. Yeet!
Yeet was in the main event, so we could tell Matt that it's main event Jey Uso and not mid-card Jey Uso.
Whatever. All right. got that off my chest. Read the comments. We got comments we got to catch up on. Go, Dan.
I mean, it was. Oh, okay, I see. So, Drew said, "I want to die." Karen Cross and The Miz in a feud in our Lord and Savior's Year 2024. Release me from this ad break. I have to say. Wait, who said Karen Cross and The Miz are in a feud?
I saw this segment. I
skipped it. I skipped it.
I see things. I don't talk about them, but I see them.
Oh my god. All right. So Juice is on the loose. And hopefully we can reel him back in now, because now we're going to talk about something that Juice actually enjoys.
You know what? No, one more thing before we go to AEW.
Okay.
One more thing. Okay. I'm done. We need to get rid of media scrums from all of wrestling. No more media scrums at all. I don't want to hear them. I'll watch them like an idiot. No more. Because these reporters are the freaking dumbest camels in the whole fucking world, asking the stupidest ass questions. Oh, hey, you won your match. How does it feel? How are you feeling? Oh, well, what's next for the new champion? Stop with the fucking softballs. Hit him with the hard questions. Like, let's make this worth our time. What are we doing? Like, what the fuck is this? This is the... And it happens in AEW too.
Yeah.
Get rid of the scrums.
Hey, Mercedes, want to go out for pizza?
Yeah, right? Like that. Did you watch it, Danny?
Yes.
Please tell me you watched
Yes.
Scrum. Like they're asking the stupidest questions. And even last week they're asking Mercedes about her fucking divorce.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
They're asking, like, God bless the people that actually pushed Cody about the lawsuit. Because you know what? Like, yeah, it's Cody, but like those are the kind of uncomfortable situations like the talent should be in during these fucking scrums versus the little softball, cookie cutter, cotton candy questions. So
well,
I'm over that.
That's because, they're told what to ask and what not to ask. So
it's a waste of time. It's so fucking like these reporters go there. It's an insult. You put me in the scrum, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
That's why they don't put you in the scrum, Juice. You've been trying and they keep saying no.
Tried twice and they shot me down.
I know.
I'm getting in one day.
Maybe try Grand Slam if they have one. I don't think they do for Grand Slam.
They don't do it.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Let's now I'm relatively okay.
Now you're
Might
ready?
happen again. No promises. Probably will happen again.
All right. Well, let's start off with just talking about AEW. Let's ease in before we go to the predictions. Why don't you lead us off on AEW? Where do you want to start this week?
All right. Let's start with the good.
All right.
Let's start with Collision.
It's all good. It's AEW. They're all good.
Yeah, there's some stuff. We'll get to it.
Conan would never let you in a AAA scrum.
Conan, oh yeah.
How would you even ask? You'd be like, "Hey, you piece of shit! Can I be in your press?"
You know what? I'd get into the AAA scrum because he'd probably hold it in the parking lot of a fucking Goodwill, and you could just walk up and be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, mommy?" and ask some fucking dumbass questions. So I'm sure I can actually get into the AAA scrum, no problem.
Who's the mommy in that situation?
Whatever. Somebody. I don't know. Whatever.
Harley wants you to tell us how you really feel, though. I don't think you have yet.
Nah, I'm going to try and come back to planet Earth now. Okay, so Collision. I loved Collision. I thought it was a hot crowd, very hot crowd.
Oh,
South Dakota came and showed out, man. Did you watch it or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Collision I did watch.
I thought the whole night was extremely entertaining. The crowd clearly cared. I know this is the first time they were ever in South Dakota, and maybe that's why. But like they cheered for everybody. They loved every match. Nothing felt like a waste of time. I'm huge fan of the show. If you don't watch Collision often, like that's a really good one to check out. Very, very good. I love the opening when Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly were checking hologram to see if he was really a hologram. Pointing at him like, "Are you real? Are you real?" So I'm glad they were able to confirm.
No, that was a fun interaction with that. I'm glad they will confirm he was real.
I'm glad. Well, there was concerns there for a while. Before that show, you had only ever seen him in Texas. Who's to say he was real?
Oh my God!
So
the people who got pinned by him.
Well, we weren't there in the room, so I don't know. Either way, I love the build for the main event, the women's 4-way.
Yes, it was great. It felt a little
Man.
old school, but the segments weren't too long, which is why it felt great. Like, I love those old school when they had like the picture-in-picture, and like the wrestler could do a quick like, this is why I'm gonna win, this is why I'm gonna do this or whatever, and like they keep going with it. I really, really like that.
Yeah. I have written here once again, Lance Archer beating up people backstage. I mean, cool, I guess. But
No,
like,
no, it's not. I'm over.
yeah. Well, that's me finishing my point. Is like, yeah, cool, I guess. But like, all right, either put him with like the Mox group or do something or stop. Like, I don't care.
Like,
It's just him.
give
beating up people
him
backstage.
a real win. Give him a feud where he actually comes out on top against a significant wrestler, or stop with this bullshit. I don't care that he can beat up 10 no-name security guards. It doesn't matter to me. Give me like, and I like Lance Archer, and I keep saying this all the time. I've hated the way they've treated him, and I've hated the way they booked him since he came in, and this is just another example. It's just same thing with no progress.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and I'm not even a Lance Archer guy, but like he's okay enough. Like that's it for me.
Yeah, no, I hear
But
you.
it's just annoying, but whatever. It's unfortunate to see that they've gotten to Leo Rush too. He's been infected by the top flight virus.
I hate it. I hate their outfits. It's so bad.
It's just
so
funny because
bad.
every week, more and more of them come out wearing the outfit, and now Leo Rush has it, and it's just like it's unfortunate, but
No,
yeah,
and you said it last week, and I 100% agree. It's 1995. It's 2003. It's gimmicky. It's WWE. It's. Ugh.
I will say, like, not that it's growing on me, but I don't hate it as much as I did week one. Only because I like all of them as a talent and as an act, and also like at least they're not wrestling in the full outfit for the matches. They're taking off the tops.
Yes, thank God. If they were wrestling like that, I think they were like strippers wrestling in the match. It'd be ridiculous.
Then Jay says it shouldn't be everybody dies. It should be every jobber in catering dies. Yes, let's get that on a t-shirt immediately. I like it. And then my last note about Collision was kind of about Dynamite, but it's unfortunate that again they're going with the booking of Nyla Rose being the first challenger for a new women's champion. They've done it multiple times now with Britt, with Thunder, with Stat. So it's easy, it's simple, but it's just like really like I don't care. I don't need to see Nyla Rose getting another title shot just to lose. She's basically the female Lance Archer, except you gave her a big win early on. But
and that's the problem with what they're doing with her, just like you said, female Lance Archer, whereas like I get it, she's your stepping stone. Like she was the second women's champion, right? Riho was the first, so she was the second one. I get it. She's a big man in the women's division, so I understand that.
You know what?
In the
put them together.
Her and Lance Archer, that'd be dope.
Yeah, call them the Twin Towers. I think that'd be great.
Oh my God! So, I was on board for that for a second too. So, I get, yeah, she's a stepping stone and stuff, but it's another Lance Archer thing where she's not the stepping stone if she doesn't beat people eventually. And like, yeah, she won the Fatal 4-Way, but like, it's not a feud, it's not a big win, and whatever. It just, I agree with you with that. Very annoying. I loved the Commander Buddy Matthews match personally. I thought it was just a great, quick pace match and stuff like that. Also, just my only note.
Yeah, no. Again, I thought it was a great show. I loved it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a lot of fun. And then in terms of the weekend, the only other note I had was I watched Mercedes versus Momo Watanabe. They fought in New Japan Strong. So if you haven't checked it out, I recommend it. It was the main event. Very, very good match.
Nice.
And much better than the Brit match that she had. So
I think a lot of the match is going to be better than the Brit match that she had.
Well, yeah. And now, before we get to Dynamite, here's my first
talk about Dynamite
problem with AEW at the moment. I noticed something today. I'm not sure if any of you watching at home have noticed this yet. If you haven't, you can go look now. Confirm for me. Let me know if maybe I'm wrong. But AEW has recently taken all of the win-loss records off their website.
No. Are the
So,
rankings gone and everything?
The rankings have been gone since they've been gone.
Yeah, right.
When they came back, they
for
came
a
back like
month.
3 times, and that was it. So the rankings have been gone, and now the win-loss records aren't being updated or shown on the website anymore.
That sucks.
And they used to be after every show they were updated. So don't think it's a bug. By all means, if you're watching at home, go check it out. Let me know if maybe they updated it since I looked yesterday afternoon. But it's unfortunate. It's really annoying, and they were still showing them on the TV last night, so at least they're still like gonna mention them. But kind of stinks you can't just go to a website and see them anymore. So for anyone out there looking for a good Twitter follow, I recommend AEW Metrics. This guy is just a guy. He's awesome. He updates the rankings and the win-loss records every week, and he posts them. He has a link and everything, an Excel spreadsheet. He is detailed. He cares about the numbers. Very good follow. So again, if you were like me and you looked at the win-loss records often and you like the rankings, go follow AEW Metrics on Twitter. He will appreciate it.
Dope. Yeah, great. I like
Still
that
a
lot.
bummer though. I don't know why they did that.
No, that does suck. That's annoying.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Dynamite.
So, yeah, Dynamite.
I
Do you want
loved
to share thoughts first? Do you want me to go?
No, you go. I like when. No, you do the day. I do WWE. You do AW. All right, bud. Let's go.
Okay, well, still want you to talk too. Obviously,
I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk. About
Okay. Yeah. Not gonna lie, wasn't crazy about Dynamite.
it. Really? Okay.
I think it's another victim of more or less what happened last year. I really can't get on board with this 1 week, 2 week gap in pay-per-views.
I
It's
agree.
messy.
Some of the booking for the All Out card and some of the things that they fast pace. I was talking more about the matches themselves. I like the matches, obviously, but no, I do agree with you. Some of the decisions
Yeah.
that were made last night are. Eh.
It just gets to a point where you're like halfway in and you're like, all right, like shows in 3 days. What are we doing? Like all you're doing is hyping up the matches you've already announced. Like, and don't get me wrong, I get they have 3 live hours on Friday night to like tie this whole bow together, and it will tie together.
Yeah, but the problem is that you're going to add, 7 matches? Because they usually do like 15. So you're going to add 7 matches in one night? Like, you're not going to do that either. So I don't mind them doing 12 matches, maybe 10 matches. That's fine. But at least give me an idea of what it's going to be, possibly, instead of being like the Okada match is going to be just completely random. Maybe 1 or 2 like past feuds, but really it's not going to be like anything that's a story. And then any other match they're going to put in there is going to be so fast paced. Like I don't see anything right now unless Roderick Strong decides to suddenly change his mind and take Hookup on the offer for All Out.
Well, and this is the crazy. So this is what I started thinking as I'm watching. I'm like, okay, like you just had your huge hit All In. You fucking knocked it out of the ballpark. You killed it.
Jay
Now-
DeFalco, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Juice, go ahead.
I saw it. Yeah, you're supposed to convince your viewers now to buy All Out and watch it. The priority should be, where's Ricochet on All Out? Where's Jamie Hayter? Where's Grizzled Young Veterans? Like 3 talents that all showed up at All In. The first thing you should be doing is making sure. Listen, they're probably all going to get on All Out in some way. I'm sure. But from an optics standpoint, like.
From an optic standpoint,
give your-
the only one that has a
don't give your
feud
audience-
is Grizzled Young Veterans.
Well, not even that. Don't give your audience like 24 hours to like decide on pay-per-view. Like, let them know these matches on Wednesday night. Now they have 3 or 4 days to build and hype it up. Like, now you're going to announce it at like 10, 11 o'clock on a Friday night when the show's on Saturday night. Like, try and get your, I don't know. So like that's a miss for me. I don't like that. I didn't like it last year when they threw or booked like crazy. But yeah, just annoying.
No, I agree, but
so-
but again, they have feuds that they can go to that for some reason they're not, or they're waiting until Friday night. Like Grizzly Young Veterans and FTR. How is that match not happening this Saturday? It doesn't make sense. They've laid the groundwork, and it probably will.
It's probably good. Yeah, listen, all these people are going
But
to be
like,
on
you
the
couldn't
show.
book it Wednesday when they had the face to face. Like, you have to wait till Friday night. It doesn't make sense. Like Jay DeFalco said, Hayter versus Saraya. You've literally built that up for what?
Just announce.
For when?
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love that at Grand Slam, don't get me wrong, I would love that at Grand Slam. Grand Slam isn't a pay-per-view. I know they treat it like it, but it's not. So, like,
Yeah.
you're going to save all these pay-per-view quality matches for Grand Slam, and now you're screwing over All Out, it kind of sucks for the people actually paying for it. And like, I'm not buying the pay-per-view this week. I'm gonna wait to get it. Like, I'm not dropping another $50. I just dropped it. So like, kind of sucks in that sense.
So that's a perfect segue into one of my bullet points I was going to say for the end. I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm speaking with my wallet.
Yeah.
I will not support a Jack Perry world title match on pay-per-view, and I will not be dropping another $50 on a pay-per-view in light of it. So I will watch it the next day
Jack
as well.
Perry dream match.
Yes. So to all the viewers out there, I will not be watching All Out live. I will watch it the next morning when it is available.
Before we talk about Dynamite, one more thing that got brought up in the chat that we had to talk about was that Ricochet bug on the Shop AEW site that was brought to my attention by, I believe, Juice, which was hilarious.
Itchy.
And at first, the funny thing is, I read it. It didn't register because I thought you guys wanted me to look at his actual like page. So I'm like typing it in. I'm like, that's weird. And then I click enter. And then as I click enter, I'm like, wait a second. What the hell did I just read? And I go back to retype the name in. I'm like, I don't give a shit what's on this page right now. That shit was wild. Can you please explain for anyone at home that hasn't seen it?
Sure, just go to Shop. I don't know.
Is it still there? I don't think it can't be still there.
No. It probably is, honestly.
I'm gonna check. Hold on.
Go to shopaew.com. Type Ricochet in the search bar. Don't hit enter yet, and look what auto populates. And it should say something like, "Ricochet shirts are so itchy they bite me, and I can't make it stop," or something like that. It's the stupidest thing, but I thought it was hysterical. I had to share it with as many people as I could.
Please let us know if that's still live. But yeah, no, it's still there. Says Jade. That's wild that they haven't fixed that.
Outstanding.
That's great.
Yes. All right, finally, now Dynamite.
So now Dynamite. So yeah, let's start with, the first match. Which matches was good. I think kind of what you were talking about. I liked the match, but after the match, kind of felt rushed and forced and stupid, and I wasn't too crazy about the decision.
What was the first? Okada was the first match.
Wasn't it the trios match?
No, that was the main event. Talking about the Blackpool Combat Club?
Yeah, I thought that was
the main event. I don't think you watched Dynamite, Danny.
I did. I just watched it backwards.
I don't know, this is like the third thing you said that's been wrong.
I watched Dynamite backward.
So the first thing that happened was Garcia
that was Garcia. Yeah.
Garcia came out with MJF in the crowd, cut his whole promo, rah rah rah. I didn't have anything written down about that, but still good. I'm glad Garcia's still not doing the dance and he's kind of reinventing himself a little bit. I'm intrigued for Sunday. We'll see. It
was good the way he did the security thing. It wasn't like because we've been seeing a lot of the security stuff happening. So I like that it wasn't like a big feud. It wasn't a big thing. It was quick. MJF kind of felt like a little old MJF where he was doing some quick jabs and they weren't like too I don't know what the word is, but they weren't like too cringy. Like they were actually good.
Yeah.
So yeah. Continue.
So all right. So I'm gonna for the sake of time, I'm gonna speed run my bullet points because we still have predictions to do.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And by all means, if you have anything you want to add, throw it in there. But I'm just gonna try and speed run through whatever I have left. Welcome to the conglomeration, Will Ospreay. There are, as far as I'm concerned, there are no honorary members to the conglomeration. Once you are in the conglomeration or featured in a segment with the conglomeration, you're in the conglomeration.
All right.
So welcome, Will Ospreay. We're happy to have you.
They will have to do a picture of all the members just to make sure we got them all in.
Absolutely. I love the finish to the Okada Fletcher match.
Yep.
Because it played off of Okada and Claudio a few weeks ago, where I thought they were going to do another time limit draw, and I was like, really, another time limit draw for Okada before a pay-per-view? But Okada sensed it, used a low blow to get the win towards the end of the time limit draw. So I like that little touch of flipping it a little bit.
Agreed.
Hayter looked better in her match this week versus last week. So maybe last week was a little bit of
ring rust,
anxiety, ring rust, something, but she looked much better this week, so that was good. Mox, full-blown heel turn confirmed. I mean, he complimented the Elite. I mean, there's nothing left to discuss there.
Yeah, and also search results for Ricochet. Harley put in the search results. That's kind of funny. So, that coupled with when Bryan Danielson was sitting at the announce table or the commentary table and they kept asking him questions about Blackpool Combat Club, he just never gave any answer. Like, he kept, like, avoiding the question. And he even at one point said, like, he would have been a good member. Oh, we're talking about Kyle O'Reilly. He's like, he would have been a good member. And they're like, don't you mean he still can be? And then he just, like, went silent again. I was like, oh, okay. Like,
they're still
good. They're playing all the seeds correctly.
I mean, Mox is calling out Darby. Danielson, assumedly, is fighting Darby at Grand Slam. So that's all going to ramp up, I think, next week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a to-be-continued kind of thing. I liked Hikaru Shida's Solo Sikoa outfit. I think she pulled it off way better than he did. So good for him. If you know, you know. I was thinking O'Reilly with Mox and Shafir, too. So that was odd. That was funny that kind of came up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if they're going to build something. But I think O'Reilly's having too much fun being silly right now. So I don't know if they'll go there. Last note I have is the main event, the main event segment that at ending, the house.
Yeah.
Whose house?
Oh, wait. You don't want to talk about the triple threat match? What
I mean, no notes.
I'm sorry, not triple threat, but the 6-man tag. What the aftermath? I don't even care about the match itself. Just the fact that Claudio and Yuta just get a title match for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but
just because they had to make a match for All Out, they had to rush it. Here's a little story that here's a story that still technically doesn't make sense because there's no reason, because they're feuding with whatever. Continue.
It's paper thin. It's paper
stupid.
thin because they're threatening Danielson. They want to protect Danielson. So there's something there. The match will be fine. It works enough.
Of course.
But it's still thrown together.
Yeah.
Definition.
And also, I like how FTR gets to be on TV after that Wembley match. Where the fuck is the Acclaim?
Yeah.
So, continue. Sorry, last point.
No, just setting the house on fire. I mean, I thought that was a home run. In every single way they did it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I thought it was just like the second I saw the tweet earlier in the day.
I was going to ask you about that.
The second I saw it, I was like, nope, that house is going. Nope. I was like, that house is gone. I fucking immediately, my brain went right to that.
So the only reason I knew is like, oh, they're setting something up for something is because Nana was with him. If it was like, if it was a story where Swerve really bought his child at home and they were doing like a real life thing, I don't know if like Nana would have been there in the moment. I think there would have been like a family thing or whatever. It would have been like a more real article.
He said Nana helped procure it for him, so Nana helped.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's part of the storyline is that Nana helped. Like that's what made it the storyline. So yeah, I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was great. The way they did the whole Adam Page monologue pretty much throughout that whole thing and just Swerve's face, perfect.
So
and it made sense.
my two notes about it, and I know you're not supposed to make everything about the other place or whatever, but like I watched that and like you think about like WWE, like if WWE did that same similar segment, which they kind of did with Orton and Bray years back with the
burning
shed
of his shed or whatever.
But like, see what I loved about it last night was one camera angle, didn't change, no moody music playing over it, like no spotlight or crazy lighting on Adam Page so we can see him. Just the visual of him in darkness with the fire behind him, sitting there like amazing. I loved it. I love those kind of decisions made it for me more than anything. It's like if you did all these overproduced cameras and lighting, it takes away from what you're doing. It was amazing.
And this is why they have to do more storyline, because it's not that they can't, they just don't. And like if they did more storylines like this a little more often with some more programs, literally they'd be the perfect company for me right now. Like that's all I want is just a little more drama and a little more like reason for certain guys fighting in certain feuds. It doesn't always have to be like, you're the best, I'm the best, let's just wrestle to be the best. When you do that every week, it gets boring. Like, let's change it up a little bit.
You know what, Danny? If you want your cinema, stay on Monday nights.
That's why I watch both. I need a little mix, and they both go to such extremes. I just blend them together. And that's why I get these shows confused, Juice, because I just blend them all together to make myself not crazy. I'm sorry.
All right. No apology accepted. Prediction.
So predictions. Let's go through these and let's end our night because I'm sick of you. So
Wow.
first match of the night on our prediction cards, we have AEW International Title match. Will Ospreay defending against Pac. I'm going to start this off. I think Will Ospreay retains. There's no reason for Pac to win. Please go.
Sorry, I'm bringing up Matt's picks. I have
Oh,
these
yes,
as well.
please do.
Okay, so Matt also says Will Ospreay,
Smart man.
and I am also going to say Will Ospreay.
There you go.
Yeah.
No more
That's
talking to
what
say for that one. Next up, we got the Chicago Street Fight for the CMLL Women's World. I put that backward. Women's World Title. Willow Nightingale, the champion, defending against Chris Statlander. How we feeling about that?
So Matt says Willow Nightingale,
Oh,
and like all signs point to Stat winning here, but the thing is, like, it's a different company's title, so like they definitely get the say here of who wins it, and I just like and Nightingale just won it like maybe a month and a half ago. She won it after Stephanie Vicor left, so I'm gonna say Willow for now, but I might change it to Stat depending on what happens on Friday night. Yeah.
no, I agree. Unless something crazy happens Friday night, I don't see how Willow doesn't win. Just because, like, even for the feud, I think the feud needs to be over. I don't think continuing the feud is going to really do much for either one. So I think them having just a great match where Willow just wins and the feud's over and they can all move on. I'm hoping it's what happened, because if Chris wins, then the feud continues.
I'm gonna look back once we're off the show and check, but like I feel like Stat's never won.
That's what I'm saying. So like
Like
just the street fight has to be, like, in my opinion, just the match to finish it off. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The big match of the night, steel cage match, probably the only match. Well, no, not. I'm looking at some other ones, but probably the match I'm looking forward to the most. Swerve Strickland, Hangman. Who do you have? Well, who's Matt have first?
so Matt has Adam Page.
Ooh, interesting.
Now, one important thing to bring up here, I don't know if you know this or if you caught it, or if our viewers at home did, but after Dynamite, Tony Khan tweeted out and confirmed that the cage match is also now a lights out
Unsanctioned,
match.
right?
Unsanctioned. So it does not count in the record books,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me think Adam Page is going to win, and he'll win, but it still won't count in the record books.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. Once they did lights out, I was like, all right, so you're kind of setting this up for just, as much as I want Swerve to win, this is an easy way for you to technically not halt. Ha! Jay DeFalco,
No!
great point. There is no record book. Well, no, the record book for the Twitter handle that Juice told us about. He needs the records so he won't
AEW
count
net.
this match. Interesting.
I promise you it's not me.
So I agree with you. I think this is just an easy way for them to not really halt Swerve's momentum, but this way he can still be in line for whatever title matches he wants, and he could say he never technically lost, it was unsanctioned, blah blah blah. No, I agree with you. MJF versus Daniel Garcia. I want to say MJF. I think Garcia.
Tricky.
I know.
So Matt says MJF.
Okay.
Now, again, the only thing I'm going to bring up here is the Adam Cole factor. You know, my sources who I will not reveal here on the show, have told me that Adam Cole is not going to be streaming this weekend, and that he will not be available on Friday or Saturday, and maybe early Sunday night. Leads me to believe that Adam Cole could play into somewhere on this show, and you'd think it'd be here. So I'm gonna go Garcia here.
Interesting.
I'm gonna take the swing for now. I'll think about it. We'll see how things progress. But for right now, I'm gonna think something's afoot. Whoa! What's with the SpongeBob typing? Let's go.
I know, went a little crazy. Daniel. If Cole comes back,
Yeah.
how does the United Kingdom storyline happen? Because, like,
Well, I don't.
they've literally been on TV with no interaction with MJF. Like, even when they should be, none. Wardlow, gone. Who the fuck knows what happened to Wardlow? So, like, what? How does this work now?
So first off, I don't know how the United Kingdom storyline would work here, but the Undisputed Kingdom storyline could probably work in a way where, I mean, you can put them, you can make them baby faces. You can turn them and put them with, put them up against Cole. Up against MJF. I mean, there's things they can do. They can still make them heels going after both of them.
I just find it I'm just gonna find it annoying that it just doesn't get addressed. That, like, why haven't you guys done anything to the guy that we literally formed a group to take out?
Well, listen, I mean, that window was like 2.5, 3 months ago.
I know.
Listen, I was preaching that. I was singing that song after Double or Nothing, whenever it was he came back. So I'm with you there. Now, since he's turned heel, I get not touching it, like not even talking shit or bringing it up. But yeah, we'll see how things are when Cole comes back. Because again, they could just they can't move on from it. They're gonna have to touch it.
Very fair.
In some way.
All right, AEW TBS title match: Mercedes Moné, Hikaru Shida. What are we doing here? I don't think I understand who you're picking.
Put it down.
All right.
Not a doubt in my mind.
I didn't spell her name right. Mercedes Moné. There we go.
That is not correct.
Now it is.
Sorry.
Oh, I was like, yeah, I just said I didn't spell her name right. I fixed it. It scared me. I was like, did I not fix it? All right, I assume Matt picked Mercedes. I just put her in there.
Yes, you did.
All right, cool.
Yep.
AEW World Title match: Bryan Danielson versus the Scapegoat, the number one contender, one of the best wrestlers maybe today, Jack Perry. Sorry, the TBS champion as well, Jack Perry. TNT champion, Jack Perry. I'm getting all my titles confused.
I'm looking at all the side eyes I'm getting in this room right now.
All right, we're picking Bryan Danielson, I'm assuming.
Yes, Bryan Danielson.
There's absolutely no reason for him to lose the belt, especially to Jack Perry. Young Bucks versus Blackpool Combat Club, this stupid-ass match. Obviously, I'm going with the Young Bucks. I assume you guys are also going with the Young Bucks.
Young Bucks, yeah.
Matt, too.
That's the problem with the show. Like, you look at last week's show, and it was like, oh my God, anything can go any way. And
bro, the only match I don't know is MJF and Garcia. Every other match, I don't see how you pick anything different besides those guys. Last match is the only match that technically I can't pick a winner. I'm going to pick it anyway, but, like, we'll see. But please let me know, because I'm telling you, man, I watched it. I love the Kyle Fletcher match. It was a great match. I don't know what I was listening to, because it clearly wasn't the match, because I have no idea not only that this match is happening on Saturday, but that there's a bunch of apparently matches to get into this Fatal 4-Way. So please enlighten me so I can figure out who to pick.
Maybe stop playing Temple Run on your phone.
I wasn't playing Temple Run on my phone. I was walking the dog this morning when I was watching.
So you were all right, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea what I was listening to because I was only listening to the show. It's very confusing.
Not even listening. They showed the match graphics.
I might have been doing a little. So who knows?
You are a mess. Okay, so the match is happening this Friday. There's 3 matches, singles matches happening. The winner of each match is going to be in this Fatal 4-Way at All Out.
So they stole this idea from WWE, except they made it worse by not doing 3 triple threat matches because you could get more talent, which is so much cooler. And then they didn't do a number one contenders Fatal 4-Way. They're just making a title Fatal 4-Way. That's so boring, Juice.
All right, Danny, you're not as fun when you do it. It's only fun when I do it. So the matches are Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith. So Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith.
Wait, hold on. Time out. So legitimately, that match, because I saw the backstage segment for that, I thought that was just a match that was set up for them to fight each other for Jericho. I didn't know that was for a shot in this thing.
If you pay attention, you would know.
I did pay attention. For some of it.
So this was they announced the match before that segment. The segment was them like following.
I
up
know.
and they
That's what I'm
announced-
saying. I just all right. Next.
All right, Orange Cassidy versus Brian Keith is one of the matches,
Okay.
and there was like a stupid side stipulation where I think they were like, oh, if
He has to pay
you
for the
lose,
jacket.
you have to pay for the
That's
jacket.
why
It
I
wasn't.
thought it wasn't for this stupid thing. I thought it was about the jacket. Anyway, continue.
The next match is Mark Briscoe versus Lance Archer.
Terrible.
He could win.
Lance Archer isn't winning. Lance Archer should win
and then
that. No offense to Briscoe.
The third match is Takeshita versus the Beast Mortos.
Okay, so we're gonna have OC, Briscoe, and Takeshita to have 2 heels, 2 faces. Yeah. So OC, Briscoe, Takeshita.
Probably, yeah.
Respectfully
So,
to Briscoe, because I've saying how much I love him lately. I would love to see Archer in that spot. That would be cool. I just don't think they would also do 3 heels against 1 face, unless they go crazy and do 4 heels.
yeah, we'll see. We'll find out on Friday night. But Matt went with Okada,
Big surprise.
so I'm gonna throw a flyer out there for Takeshita.
Ooh.
Might change it, obviously, depending on who wins the
Yeah, of course.
matches. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Takeshita for now. I think this is a good opportunity to protect Okada, get it off of him, leading into the Continental Classic, which is probably going to start in like 2.5 months. So if you're starting to get those pieces in place, granted it could be Okada, but still. So I'm gonna say Takeshita for now.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Okada. I'm going to see who wins the matches. Probably going to stick with Okada. I feel like with the way they're doing with the Elite and they're trying to get the gold, I don't see the Young Bucks losing the gold. I don't see Okada being the first one to lose the gold. If anything, I think Perry might be the first one to lose the gold out of the 4 of them.
He's got the custom.
Possibly. I know. It's hard because Okada could lose it at the Continental Classic. Like, I don't know if Okada will just straight up lose it. I don't know.
That's the thing. I mean, if he's going to lose in the Continental Classic, he's going to hold it for like 4 more months. Like,
Yeah, but like, if they're not going to put him in the world title picture for a while, let him hold water there. But the other problem is just like what WWE is doing with some of their champions, Young Bucks, Okada. Like I think Okada maybe more, but they're not defending the belts as often. So like they're keeping the belts to try this longevity thing for that group. So that's why I'm not sure if this is the time for the first belt to go, unless they have some kind of other plan for him. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'm just hoping for some sort of surprise.
Agreed. Yeah, this card is very, very straightforward and predictable, which is unlike them. But that's what happens when you only have 2 weeks to build stuff and you throw together some matches that don't belong on the card in this short amount of time. So this is what you get. Because it sucks is then you have no shot at double champions, even though they're making it seem like you have 2 matches where you have a shot at double champion with Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club. That Monet isn't losing to Shida. And then I mean the other ones, Strickland and Page. Technically, that's a toss-up because Strickland's on such a roll, so that could be a toss-up. MJF Garcia's a toss-up, and Danielson's gonna beat Perry, so very predictable card.
Yeah,
like
I said, I'll be excuse me. I'll be checking it out on Sunday morning.
I will be as well. Maybe Saturday night. Let's see how fast they upload the videos. We'll see what happens. But, ladies and gentlemen, next week we will be back on Thursday. Please join us same time, same place. For the first time in a while, we will only be going over our predictions. We will not have to make new predictions, which means we're going to have to come up with another segment, bro.
Yeah, so we're good. We're actually set for all September. We have, if we're sticking with the order that we have here, I believe next week we're going to be ranking eras of WWE.
So by eras, we always talk about it, and we're going to try to go a little more in-depth, I think. Hopefully we'll have Matt there, but it'll probably just be me and Juice, so I'll talk about more of the older eras. Juice talk more about the newer ones. But we'll talk about all of them, the Golden Era, Ruthless Aggression, PG, Reality. So we're going to rank them all the way probably back to the Golden Era, to the 80s. Keep it simple, keep it about 5 or 6. So this way we could have a nice in-depth discussion about all of them. And then after that, what are we doing, Juice? Are we getting the whole month?
Yeah, sure. We can let you know what's coming up. Jay says call the WWE Eras Tour. I'll see myself out. Haha, I get it. You get that one, Danny, or no? I knew you didn't. It's Taylor Swift. Come on.
We'll see if
so for the rest
Taylor Swift for us.
So the rest of September. So we're going to be ranking the eras of WWE. We're going to be doing our AEW Hall of Fame.
Oh
the first class, because the 5-year anniversary of AEW is coming up. So we're going to do who we think would go into the first ever AEW Hall of Fame class. We're also going to be doing When They Were Young, where we get pictures of WWE wrestlers when they were babies, children. Maybe not babies, that's unfair. When they were children, and we try and figure out who they are. And the big one that I'm looking forward to, we're going to be debuting the Meat-O-Meter.
I can't.
That's right, everybody. The Meat-O-Meter. We're going to be showing various big men, and we're going to see where Danny ranks them on his meat scale, if they're a big man or not. I cannot wait.
Just so we're clear here, we're going to get more in depth about this conversation. But for all you at home, I want you to think what characteristics make up a big man in the world of wrestling. All right? Because this is a ridiculous debate, in my opinion, that I'm even debating this is the ridiculous part. All right? It's very clear, in my opinion, but we will discuss this. I'll be asking for opinions from home. We'll find out. But the Meat-O-Meter, that's going to be coming up at the end of the month, around my birthday, coincidentally. So we'll see how that all works out for us.
It's pretty simple, Danny. If you're a big guy, you're a big man wrestler.
That's not that. You're right. Actually, it is that simple. All right. Just your opinion of what's big is what's incorrect. That's the problem. All right.
I like you say my opinion, where I'm sure if you asked any other wrestling fan,
we're gonna find out at the end of the month, big guy. All right, maybe you're a big guy. You ever think about that? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm a big man wrestler.
You're a big man wrestler, my ass. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please come back next week, same time, same place. We hope to see you all. Please, in the meantime, if you can, give us a subscription, give us a like, give us a favorite, look at the link tree below, follow all our subs.
What a deal.
What a great deal. And it costs you nothing if you have Prime, so please help us out. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. See you next week, everybody.
Go watch some football. Go Jets.
I hope so.